our head Al-Najjar of International SOS has a wealth of medical service experience and is joining us now with some healthcare and first aid advice. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
Perhaps you'd like to start off, I guess, by telling us what this is all about.
International SOS.
Yeah.
International SOS is a branch in Dubai Orbit Free Zone, and it's designed to support all the activities in the Middle East for the health issues.
And what about the organisation as a whole? It's 65 countries around the world that this is working from.
Actually, it's less than that number, but the branch in Dubai is covered the Middle East, all the countries in the Middle East and Africa.
So how does it work? What is International SOS? For anybody who hasn't heard it, what do you do?
Actually, our office here in Dubai is a supporting office for the International SOS global presence, and it's extension for them to support medical issues from supporting the staff, equipment, and financial and business development and training too.
So the sort of philosophy behind the organisation, what is it? In what way do you help people out around the world?
Actually, in assisting them, we have a client. We are supporting our client. We are supporting our offices in the region. We have an offices in Johannesburg. We have offices in Congo. We have an office in Singapore, Beijing. It's everywhere actually. And our office in the Dubai exists and designed because of the nature of the place, the infrastructure. It's having a very excellent infrastructure actually for the health issues. Plus, it's an airline hub for the region. So
are you dealing with, you've mentioned health issues, does that go down to first aid? You mentioned in what we've read about you, dealing with travelling workforces. In what capacity?
Actually, it's my mission with, or my responsibility with International SOS is the training globally for the Middle East and Africa. We started in Dubai a huge training before 4 years back with the Department of Health, and it was very successful actually, which implementing the first aid as a basic level. Then we jumped to another level, which is the EMT level for the nurses to shift them in a program called EMTB, or Emergency Medical Technician.
Who are you training, and what do you provide? What are you wrapping up arms with bandages, providing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? What is it exactly that you do?
Actually, the training is divided in two categories. One is called public training, and the other one is a medical or professional training. And each one of them have a different guideline, protocols, and procedures. Of course, the medical one is more concentrating about the people who's working in the ambulance. Because it's supposed not to be a nurses. There is some specialty.
So you're training paramedics?
Yes,
essentially.
yes. Actually, there are 3 levels, which is varied from MTB to I and paramedic level. The other one, which the more concerned now is we call it the public one, which is starting by first aid level and for all the country levels, plus the CPR and AED training, the AED training.
Now that's the bit that really interests us,
yes.
Because here in the Middle East we certainly don't see that much first aid training. We don't get to hear about it a great deal, and there certainly doesn't seem to be a requirement for workforces to have, say, first aiders who are professionally qualified and certified.
Actually, we did a very good job. Actually, one of the government asked for a program to be implemented for the hotels and for the internet places, and it was about implementing the first aid, the CPR and AED training. The project very good, and I think there is something going to happen about it.
Is that something that you feel is strong enough here in the UAE and the Middle East? Do you think there are enough staff that are qualified in first aid should anything happen in the workplace?
Actually, I don't have an exact number, but I can tell you since almost 4 years back, we have been training a lot of numbers. I have some figures like 1,000 to 1,500 each year almost have been trained for first aid and CPR and AED. And most of the places like Dubai Burj now, the instruction area, most of them that have been trained at 250 staff workers even. We have many, or most of the hotels in Sheikh Zayed Road also all have been trained.
Which has got to be good news, definitely, as you were saying. Now, in terms of International SOS as an organisation, if you had to say, name the sort of three main aims of the organisation, what would they be? What are the three main ways that you help people around the world?
Actually, it's for the public sector, and I can see it's the public awareness programs, which we are more concentrating now. We create a lot of programs. There is two program actually. It's called AED manager program, which comes after the training for the CPR and AED. This is about public awareness program, which concentrating about how to use that machine, how to implement the automated external defibrillators. Since it's in the States or outside in Europe, it exists in the airport and factories, even clubs or everywhere. So we have a vision that to implement it in this area here. This is for one side. The other side, there is another program we invented here in Dubai. It's called EMS Kids, which is more awareness for the kids from between 6 years to 14 years old. And it's more concentrated about awareness for the ambulance, what's inside the ambulance, how to use these tools, how to play with the first aid.
Do you go around schools then, or how do people find out about this?
Actually, we did it once in the Dubai Shopping Festival last year, and it was a very good impact. Actually, it was for 2 hours, and we found a lot of people they are interested in it. So
surely that has a big impact. When you're working with children, that's where the education really begins, and the awareness.
Absolutely, we found that the kids more catching the information more faster, and they can do it more skillful than adults actually.
Are there plans then to sort of roll this out even more, like we say, by perhaps going into schools or targeting youngsters? Is that something which is going to happen, which we'll see here in Dubai?
Actually, we have a plan to implement everywhere, but our target now globally with the International SOS, which means concentrating about the Middle East region and Africa.
Okay. Well, do you have a website so that anybody who perhaps would like to find out a little bit more about the organisation can?
Sure. We have it. We call it www.internationalsos.com.
Okay.
Ahid, thank you very much for joining us today. Good luck with your awareness campaign.
Yes.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Nice to meet you guys.
Okay, there's plenty more here on Good Morning Dubai after the break. Don't go away.